Hi, I just felt like recording a video because today I read my medical record. In Sweden, you can read your medical record. Maybe you can do that everywhere, but yeah, you can read everything that ever has been written about you since you were at least 18. And I read all these notes that my therapist made when I went to therapy in the story 8 years ago. And why I say this, in the story is that because really it never happened. There really is no time and space. So there are no 8 years ago. But anyhow, what I want to say is that it's so fucking fascinating and so obvious how you are never choosing if you have thoughts or not, because you are the one who isn't, You are the one who doesn't exist. There is nobody there. So Julia didn't choose to stop believing in her thoughts suddenly. There was just a crumbling of Julia, of the center, of someone who actually has thoughts, of someone. Not the thoughts, but the someone crumbled. And of course there's no one who becomes, of course there's not someone who becomes no one. There's just no one, nothing, nobody here, death. But it was quite amazing to read how much I was suffering from horrible thoughts, like catastrophe thoughts and anxiety and insomnia and so much worry and stress and fear for the future. Because I read all the notes from the conversations I had with my therapist. And I made these calls we have this kind of emergency number you can always call to just talk to someone. The calls I made there during the night time because I was feeling so bad from panic attacks and anxiety for the first time ever in my life in the story. And then there was apparently trying to deal with the thoughts. There was starting with meditation. So this wasn't a spiritual practice for me. It was a practice that happened due to bad mental health, right? So I started to do a lot of meditation and observing my thoughts and emotions. And, this was working out in the story. There's nothing wrong with therapy. It can help. Therapy can help in the story. But this, as, whatever this channel is about, is not about that. It's really about that there is no one who actually did anything of that. And there is no one who can choose to stop believing in their thoughts and, apply a practice to become nobody. Apparently the story can crumble, and then it's just obvious that there is no one already who actually has the thoughts, who has the emotions. There is no one there. There is literally no time. Like, time is just an appearance. It's just an appearance of light. There's just an appearance of a clock ticking. There's just words being spoken about. It's 4 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, it's evening, it's morning. But actually nothing is even moving. Nothing is moving anywhere because there is no place. There is no separation. So what I wanted to say is that you are not choosing anything, and I'm sorry that you are not in control at all, and you are not choosing to apply practices or not. Applying practices can happen with the hope of that it will lead you to this, but nothing can lead you to this. This is already everything. This is already appearing as someone trying to become no one. This is already appearing as I am applying practices so I can become no one. So of course it's a paradox. Like, how could that lead to something when it already is it? It's literally like everything is water, and everything you're looking for water, but the water is already what is. Everything is already water. Everything is already ocean. Looking for the ocean, trying to become the ocean. So it's completely hopeless. And this stunning unconditional freedom also apparently appears as fucking hopelessness and so much pain and suffering. That's just how it is. That it shouldn't be like that. It's just another story. A story of good and bad. And that's also this. This never fucking ends. This is everything. So this is also appearing as good and bad and how things should be and how they shouldn't be, and trying to become and trying to stop being something, and trying to plan a future when there is no future, there is no past, there is no now, there is absolutely nothing at all. Appearing as this stunning fucking view, appearing as buildings, appearing as a sky, as clouds, as light, as apparently, you know, as Julia with her story going on, whatever that is. Right now it is just been at the gym, and now waiting for a friend to come over. Yeah, you know, story goes how it goes. There's nobody in control. Just full on saying things, really full on, and no one can hold back anymore. So yeah, it can appear as whatever. It's actually, in that way, it can be a bit scary, because the one who is trying to be something is what crumbles. So the one who is trying to be a good person, the one who is trying to always say the right thing, that is what crumbles. But of course, this is already appearing as trying to say the right thing, trying to be a good person. It's already everything. So I will always say something that is contradicting, because this isn't something. This is nothing and everything. So there is no way, there is no path. This is it, whatever it's appearing as. But yeah, there is nothing. You can't become this. You can't get this. You can't enjoy this. You can't experience this. It's impossible. But if you try to experience this, if you try to make sense out of this, then that is just what's happening. That's already freedom, appearing as I am someone and I want to experience this. So it goes on and on and on in a loop, a paradox, a loop. It's so beautiful, standing free, already no separation. I don't see anyone, I don't talk to anyone. It's just an appearance of a body here, appearance of a body there. So much fucking love and compassion sometimes that it's overwhelming, including nervousness, anxiety, stress, everything, really everything. But so apparently so much less suffering, like no suffering. Because there is no sufferer left, no one who's owning the story. So it's just paining, you know? For no one. I was gonna say free fall, but not even that, because there's not someone falling in something, so it's not even free fall. Nothing at all. And anything can appear, anything can happen. There is nobody in control. So yeah. So of course there's compassion for someone suffering from bad thoughts, someone suffering from bad emotions, because there is no one there choosing to suffer from this. There is no free will in anyone. And also there are no separate bodies. There's just this appearance, appearing as someone suffering. So of course it's automatically compassion here for them. And apparently when there's not anyone there anymore, when death is what is, so to speak, the story has dropped, it's apparently easier to connect with an apparent someone. There is no one, but with apparent someone, because you're not full of your own stories, you're not full of your own projections, or trying to prove yourself, trying to prove your worth in a conversation with someone by trying to say something smart or trying to confirm your knowledge. It's empty. So there's just full on the energy of what's going on, the energy of the apparent other person, and then maybe saying something that's, yeah. Apparently when it's empty here, it's easier to just take in whatever is happening, including someone else's energy, emotion, whatever is going on. It's so amazing how, you know, there is no separation, there are no other people, and yet someone else can feel good talking to an apparent no one, because there is no one here trying to prove something, push an agenda upon someone. There's no one here who is like competing or comparing oneself to that other person. There's no or less of that energy. So there's just this openness, and apparently can feel very good for this other body to have a conversation or interact with an apparent no one, so to speak, with just this openness. When the judgment drops, what's right, what's wrong, there's no one choosing. So there's no one here blaming the addict for taking the heroin, saying, you're fucking stupid, why did you choose to take that? Maybe this conversation happens, but it's empty, so the energy is apparently different than when it's actually this appearing as a someone saying it and actually believing that they were choosing that. And then there's this an energy of really harsh judgment, But again, there's nothing wrong with that. So again, I will always, whatever I say, I will immediately rip it apart, because nothing makes sense. Everything is already this. So even that is not wrong. And this isn't better than the other. There is no good and better. Really, there is no sense here really of good and bad. But also, of course, there are preferences, like for example, if a patient is being treated well, there is a really nice sensation here. And if a patient is being treated unfair, or is being stressed or pushed or whatever, there is a feeling here that it's not pleasant. And maybe there is acting upon that then, like trying to make things right, but yeah, his story just goes on by itself. And really things are just being forgotten, like the day crumbles, so to speak. Whatever has happened crumbles. It just crumbles, goes into nothing. Everything is already nothing. And that is not like a thought process. There is no one here thinking that everything is nothing and therefore I don't, nothing happened, and like trying to convince yourself about that. There's just nothing, empty. There's not even like I can't even dig out, this, nothing is happening, and like trying to enjoy that. That's so fucking weird, but it's no. It's pointless. There's no one left who can enjoy the fruit. So that's just the fucking disappointment, for the sense of me. That there is no one who can feel that they are free. I just felt like doing a rhyme. But yeah, no one left to enjoy anything. So there's no life left. I don't have a life. I don't have anything. Actually, yesterday I was watching a video of two people being engaged. Sorry, I can't say this word now, whatever. And there was so much, you could see how happy they were that they met each other in the story, because they felt so alone on their own, and now they're not going to be alone anymore. And there was like a sense of, like not being able to really relate to that, because there is no one here feeling alone anymore. So like that need of really needing someone in one's life has dropped. And there was almost like a grieving that, fuck, there's no need for someone. But then immediately after, forgetting all about it, I just remember it now when I talked about it. But yeah, again, anything can appear. It's so wild. But yeah, the need has dropped. So maybe this one will, I don't think the story will go like that, but of course I have no fucking clue. I'm not here. The story isn't mine. There's no one here who has the story. It just goes by itself. But there's no need here anymore to have someone, because there's no one here who feels alone or feels in separation. So yeah, it's so fucking weird, but literally this lighter is the same as a whole human being. That's so crazy to say. I love it. I love it. That's so crazy. But yeah, there's just this stunning energy appearing as everything. It's like I can see myself from the outside in a conversation with one of the doctors at the psychiatric clinics and just be like, this lighter is the same as a human being. I love it. I fucking love it. So stunning. So stunning. But really, there is no separation, so it's all the same. It's all nothing. It's all nothing appearing as everything. So yeah. But of course, this one would rather save a human being than saving this lighter if, they both fell from a cliff. That's a great fucking metaphor, or whatever. That's a great sign of that this one is still sane. Oh, so much goofiness. Just pure fucking goofiness. Okay, enjoy.